With their back-to-school guidelines, the CDC confirmed what we've known for months. Schools can reopen safely before all teachers are vaccinated. So as the Joe Biden administration faces pressure to listen to the science, South Carolina Congresswoman and mom Nancy Mace writes in a new FoxNews.com op-ed, the kids aren't all right. Open schools now, as Will has said all morning. She joins us now with more. Representative, thank you so much for being here. So the CDC affirmed what we've already known. In fact, the Trump administration said the same thing. It's safe for schools to reopen, yet many are not. Why?
Well, if we follow the science and the data, kids with certain precautions in place at the schools, they're okay. And I'm a single working mom. I work full time. Virtual school has had debilitating effects on our children. We've got 17 million kids across the country who depend on school lunches. We've had a 31% uptake in teenagers going to the ER for mental health visits and emergencies. We have an academic failure rate that's over 600%. And this is insane. We know that kids are safe at school with those precautions in place, and yet we are not following the science or the data, and we're doing great harm to our children right now.
But why is that? I mean, the CDC report, it's two big mitigation ideas, strategies, the two most important ones, wear masks and socially distance, which we've been hearing for a year. So why can't the schools open?
Well, we're seeing some schools do that now. My kids actually just went back for in-person school 2 days a week, so they're doing a hybrid option. But it really should be parents making these decisions and not the government on what's best for their children. Our kids need to learn. And I'm even willing to say, hey, give teachers the option of being vaccinated. Let's do that even to make this happen and give this opportunity to our children across the country. But millions of kids are failing right now, and they're not being educated. Teachers are working hard, but it's just the virtual school doesn't work for most people, especially working families.
When I say schools are open, a lot of those are private schools. A lot of those are school districts. But ultimately, in these public institutions, teachers' unions are standing there saying, no, we need to defund the police before we open up our schools. I mean, this is the impediment.
Well, look at what happened. Look what happened in Virginia, where the teachers union said, hey, vaccinate our teachers, will reopen. And then they offered that, and they decided, no, we're going to walk that back. We're not going to do that anymore. That's not good enough. And so this is terrible for our kids. I really feel for those folks who don't have help at home. I'm lucky to have family and friends nearby who've been very helpful to us, to our family. But not everybody has that option. Many people have to work 2 jobs. We have kids that rely on those school lunches as their only meal during the day. We have kids that don't have internet at home in your rural areas. We've got to do everything we can to educate our children, but I guess it's not part of the narrative, right? That the left wants us to hear.
No,
kids can be educated and be safe.
No, and also widens the achievement gap massively as people that don't have help or can't afford to go to private school are stuck in virtual schools that will remain closed because of teachers' unions.